It's Friday, it's May 8th, and this is the corporate marketing team showing off all the awesome things we got done this week. Who would like to go first? I guess maybe we'll start from the bottom of the agenda with Natasha.
All right. Cool. Okay, so lots going on this week. So I want to give a shout out to Erica and Will Splanell and Christina Weaver for working on the GitHub satellite announcement response this week. They got it out in less than 3 hours. It was all over social. We did some media outreach around what this means for the industry. So that was amazing. And then a shout out to Christina Weaver again, because she worked on a breach report cred stuffing issue with security. It wasn't a security breach that we were responsible for, but we were involved in. And so she did an amazing job looping in legal and working with Jonathan Hunt on that. So that was a lot this week, which was amazing. And then the Newswire channel, we had 24 media mentions in GitLab, which is great for a non-announcement week. And a couple things I wanted to point out is David DeSantos did an amazing interview in April with La Informatica, or Informatica, which is a French publication. And what makes this so important is it's one of the last IT publications that you can actually buy at a newsstand in France. And it's really, really, really hard to get into. And so they did a couple articles on us, which was amazing. And then we secured 4 business press articles on remote work in 2 weeks, CIO, Forbes, and Quartz. And to put this in perspective, we have anywhere from 4 to 8 business articles for a month across all topics. So that's a huge amount in such a short period of time. And then GitLab was named Inc. Best Places list, which is a really great award. And so shout out to Betsy Church and Jen Leslie for not only driving the award submission, but driving team member survey responses to be able to get that. And then finally, a lot of great things. Remote work message on the NASDAQ tower. So Jessica Reeder, shout out to her for writing that message. And a little bit of context, GitLab was named an Enterprise Tech 30 award winner. And because we won it, NASDAQ did a free ad placement on the tower for us, which is how we got this in New York. And then they also did an interview, a broadcast interview with Sid, which I've linked here as well. So that's just kind of a recap of the last couple of weeks. Pretty impactful things from the comms team.
All right, Emily, you're next.
Yeah, so mine isn't like a billboard in Times Square, but I'm still really excited that we got a great talk at Collision for Sid. So I don't know if Natasha, if you had any hand in this, but I'm really excited about it because for a while we've been, like, even years trying to get quality speaker placements for him, and it's really great that he's doing this fireside chat with Billy, which just feels like such a perfect fit. And I'm actually really excited. Collision is like the Web Summit brand, and they've built out their own virtual events platform, and I'm really curious to see how it goes and like what kind of traction we're able to get from that. So that records today. Excited that once we have it, we'll be able to start promoting it. My team actually spent like a half a day on Wednesday doing a virtual event, or corporate events team offsite. And this is the first time that I've ever really done like bringing the team together in a virtual way. And we spent a half a day just kind of bonding and going over results and the future. And it was really, really fun and beneficial. And I would highly recommend it to any other team. I, feel so much more bonded to the team. So thanks for Megan and all my team for suggesting that we do that. It was really beneficial. We're definitely going to be doing it every quarter going forward. And from it, we're going to have every other week therapy sessions where we just get to kind of, bitch about things. But it was really, really fun. So thanks to Megan for suggesting that, and to all my team for participating and contributing in a valuable manner. So the Universal Remote webcast has continued to grow, and our latest episode has over 560 views. So we are aiming to pretty soon get to 1,000+ views per episode. But that's really good because it's really had minimal promotion up until now. So we actually have been able to spin the specific script up into, this takes me to the next point of spin it into a podcast script. And so the script is done for that. We've been working with a podcast editor, and he's produced the first draft of our future podcast. And so that's almost done to be ready to go out live into the world. So that's pretty exciting. So thank you, Emily Chen, for all your work on that, and for Erica Flowers for helping to put us in touch with her contact, and hopefully she'll be editing it, help a little bit down the line. So then congrats to Libby for, I know I keep giving updates like they picked a location for SCO and Club, but now they finally finalized the budget and are ready to contract. Like, that's huge. We've again been going back and forth for kind of months on this, and it's so hard for them to even nail down a budget or anything. So it's very exciting that that's done, and they will be announcing that shortly, so I won't say it here. And then we've just made a lot of progress on the commit events this week. It's definitely a bummer that we aren't doing a physical one, but it's almost a relief to have just an answer about what we're doing. And like now I feel like we can really just like move forward and promote. And so the CFP outreach has been like really, we're in the midst of it and it's going well. So thank you, Tegan, for leading that effort. She's been meeting with individual teams. And thank you, Will, on Natasha's team for doing such a good job with the social outreach. And he got a really great image up there for like a prize for people to win. So really excited about all of that. And then we just had our first kickoff call with media ops about like setting up the whole landing page and launching the project fully. So really excited about those new efforts.
Go ahead, Priyanka.
All right. Well, good week for the TE team as well. So first off, I would like to share the TE dashboard, which Abu Bakr created. It's a huge step forward in our, project management, understanding our own work processes. I'd like to very quickly share my screen with you. Boom. Okay, so as people might be able to see, this is an automated dashboard that tells us issues that are open and closed, as well as, by label. As we go down, there's more information about the request types that we have, where our content pieces are, and there's a bunch more. This is the first iteration of our work, and as you can see, there's like a bunch of info here. And based on what we use, we'll be updating this. All the hard work was done by Abu Bakr, and I'm super grateful for it. And he's sharing it in the Agility project with Dave Planella as well. This dashboard is actually going to become an example on GitLab pages for how to do dashboarding. So that's also cool because it can be used as a piece of content as well as a thing we do team processes with. Along the same lines, Abu Bakr has created a TE bot, which really helps automate a bunch of our things to remember kind of stuff. So every hour it pulls tweets made by team members in the last 24 hours and stores them because we care about that so much. And then it creates a release evangelism issue for the entire team on the 15th of every month, so that by the 22nd, when the release happens, we're all really prepared with what we're going to talk about, what we found interesting and all that. And then every Monday it creates an issue letter automatically, which gives an update to the whole team. And there's more iterations coming soon, but I thought this was a major step forward for us, and Abu Bakr did all the work, and so I'm very proud of it. The second thing I want to share is that the Cloud Native Summit that we did before, we're planning now for round 2. CNCF offered to underwrite the whole event and give us $100,000 with LF Events project management, all kinds of platforms. And so we are now working with a bunch of people to figure out what do we want to take. It's an embarrassment of riches in some ways, and we're really glad for the support. But as creators of the event, which is me and a bunch of other people from other companies, we want to retain our, very dev-centric, very streamer-like and scrappy community feel. So it's like, do we want the money? How much do we want? We'll figure it out. But that's all going forward. The event will be coinciding with Kubernetes' birthday in July. And so that'll give us a bunch of push. All right, and then the next thing, which is the thing I share every week, is the TE metrics. We've had 4.8 million social till date with me. And now pieces of content is 46 and 43 requests from other teams, and the deltas are shown here. 6 new content pieces, 3 new requests from other teams. I've listed the 6 pieces of content and I've highlighted what is external. So that's on places that are not GitLab properties. So Brendan did an awesome Twitch stream with AWS called Howdy Partner, where he had like a really fun time. And I think this is a really good muscle we're starting to exercise. We want to be on Twitch more, and we're seeing other people do it too. Abu Bakr's Hashi Talks was also an external one. The video has over 1,000 views. Michael got written about by the Linuxing group because he did such a great job there. And then there were 3 pieces of content by the team. How to deploy lots of AWS related stuff, as you'll see, deploying applications on EKS clusters, standing desks and what's cool, and then demo in the white paper that launched. So that's the update from TE. Thank you very much.
Awesome, great update, thank you. Great update, everybody. So I just have the fun project management updates. So we created a brand and digital board, and we're working on moving all of the brand and digital requests out of corporate marketing and into their board so that they can see them. Don't worry too much if you file an issue in corporate marketing and assign it to Shane. They'll get moved to the right place, so I wouldn't stress about that. And sometimes I think you start an issue and you don't realize that's what that request is going to be. So use the move issue feature of GitLab if you need it. We're also working on a content marketing board, so that'll take a lot of issues out of the corporate marketing project. The way to think about where an issue should live is just like, kind of whose goals is it really supporting? There are going to be issues where they could live in either place, and it's really fine because being assigned something means people can see them. It's really just like, if you think about a team having a team meeting and they want to make a board that's scoped to their project or their group, just who needs to have that visibility the most? And so obviously with brand and digital, where we're trying to get better at delivery, it's really great when we have a scope board where they can just see, here's everything that we have committed to doing. So we're working on kind of getting that same level of project management in order there that we have already going so well in the corporate marketing team. Becky's going to be leading kind of program management across the growth marketing team and also cross-functionally. So she'll be bringing the practices we've worked on together here to that group. And so I think we should be working on the same milestones and overall kind of the same process. So ideally it will get easier for you to work with those requests. Just an observation, no judgment. I don't know if it's good or bad, it's probably neutral, but I've noticed a pattern now where each week we have about 200 issues in the current week's board at the end of the week. And that's a combination of issues that got pushed over from the previous week and then all the new stuff that got created in that week that's still open. And then I'm seeing on Monday when I close out the milestone and push everything forward, like somewhere in the range of 60 to 80 are closing out. I'm telling you that baseline now because it's probably going to change now that we're taking these brand and digital and content issues out and moving them to somewhere else. So I would expect this to change. So unfortunately, that's the downside. We were trying to like wait a few weeks to baseline, but now we're making this change. So that just gives you some sense of cadence. I think we're hygiene-wise actually doing pretty well. When I look at the issues, most of them have been updated, you know, sometime in the past week at this point, and I haven't felt like, oh, I need to push a bunch of stuff to backlog, but I'm sure, you know, within your individual groups, you have different feels for this. So I think obviously milestones, we're not expecting everything to close out in the week that it's there. So I just want to make it clear, I'm just sharing this for you for like context, that the ratio is like roughly 3 to 1, which means we just have like a lot of work in progress is all I'm trying to convey, which you already knew. But now we know it through data. Other than that, just really grateful to everybody who's been patient as we make some process changes. And I think overall, this is going to help us all work better together. So that is it for our team update. So I'll stop the recording.